Stadium.
Well, you've done a bit of research on previous meetings of the two teams throughout the year, and even though Launceston have been victorious, it's been close.
Yeah, it's been very close. So they've met 3 times, and back in round 5, Launceston were winners by 3 points, and that was at Windsor Park. And then the next 2 encounters were at KG5, and Launceston were victorious in both of those. In round 10, they got up by 10 points, and then in round 15, up by 5 points. So it has been very close between the sides across the season.
Now, I've got on stats today Dave Gruber, who helps us out usually on a Saturday also with the men's footy. So welcome to Gruber. He's not mic'd up, but he's going to give us all the team stats throughout the day. Okay, Lee, let's start our preview there, mate. We've got 12 minutes before the first bounce. How do you see it all panning out? Who are the players we need to look out for both teams?
Yeah, go through the players, and then I'll just quickly discuss how the clubs are going and travelling and how they've gone through the final series. But both teams have actually got 9 state players, whether they're senior state or come through the talent pathway. So I just thought I'd highlight those players for those listening and those viewing as well, so they can understand who those young gun players are and who those established senior players are. So for Launceston, they've got 9 players going through, and I'll just do it in number order. So number 2 is Daria Banas. She's an all-star under-18 player, both in 2016 and 2017, gentlemen. And I'm sure you both know the name Daria Bannister. She's well known, well and truly in the female market now. She played for the Allies this year. She's also invited to the October AFLW draft combine. She's an inside midfielder. She's also dangerous around goal. She's the ideal inside midfielder resting forward player. She can damage on the scoreboard. She actually kicked 2 goals for Victoria only a couple of weeks ago in the State of Origin under-18 game, the leading scorer for Victoria, even though she's a Tasmanian.
She's very impressive a couple of weeks ago against Clarence at Gilston Bay. She a couple of explosive efforts.
Yeah, and that's the best way to explain it. She is an explosive player. She actually holds the state record for the 20-metre sprint and also the agility record as well. She's exactly that, a burst player. She will need to keep developing her tank, but she's extremely hard as well, and it makes it very effective inside. And probably the most likely to be drafted at next month's draft. Courtney Webb is the next one for Launceston, 3-time state under-18 player, also played with the Allies at the National Carnival this year. She was actually Tasmanian's MVP in the under-18 National Championships. She's also a talented cricketer. She was on the rookie list at the Hobart Hurricanes. Sorry, mate. Skillful outside midfielder. She can be inside, so she can win her own footy. But at her best, she's outside because she uses the football so well.
Well, just on, if we could bracket Courtney Webb and say Emma Mannix-Jeeves here, who's also an outstanding young cricketer, how do you see that panning out in the next couple of years, the choices that those girls have to make? Or do they have to make choices? Can they combine the two?
Well, they can combine the two if they don't make the elite level. The challenge is if you make the elite level, can you manage? Now, we know some examples right now of players that are actually playing in the WBBL, but also playing AFLW.
Emma Carney.
Correct, is a classic example, and there's about 3 or 4. Now, at the end of the day, both those competitions will get bigger, and as they get bigger, then the demands become more intensified. You need to be an elite player, like a Gary Ablett seemed to get away without training. Very few are going to be able to do that. So if you want to do both, then you have to be extremely elite. But I do believe it won't be too long and both competitions will start competing for time for each other. Chevy's the next one, senior state player, key position defender. She may take the role on Lynch. Melissa Smith, under-18 player, skillful flanker. She can use the ball very well. Then we also have Ebony Barringer, who's a state under-18 player and has the potential of being an elite inside midfielder, has the pace, the skills, agility and hardness to make the elite level. Just needs to increase her endurance base, and she's my roughie for best on-ground honours.
We'll come back in a minute and have a look at the rest of the Lonnie players and look at Glenorchy, but for now it's the national anthem. We cross down to the ground.
Our land, the mountain
girls break there from their lineups. They'll go for a final warm-up. We're about 7 minutes away from game time. Lee, continue there. We'll get some of the good players for Glenorchy and for Launceston.
Yeah, just to finish off that Launceston list, the talent list that have played for state. Maggie Cuthbertson, she's a state player who has elite potential. She's a goal kicker, so can be full forward and kick you 5, 6, 7 goals a game. But she has been used off the half-back flank this year, and her use of the football is absolutely wonderful. Mia King, she's a under 18 All-Star for 2017, Allies player and state player. She's the youngest playing today and a developing star. She should
16?
make the elite level, correct.
Wow.
Georgia Hill, 3 times under 18 state player and having a breakout year this year. She can play either end as a key position player, can fill the role at centre half back, or can be a full forward. She's a magnificent player. Just quick.
Great mark. Look at some of the highlights. One grab marking is a feature.
And superb kick. She's one of the best track footballers I've ever seen in my life. Glenorchy, just running through their 9 quickly. Jasmine Tate-Turvey, she's an under-18 player. I probably wouldn't have picked her a crunch moment player, but the last quarter against Clarence, Jasmine Tate-Turvey stood up, and when the team needed her, she did a remarkable performance.
And I noticed a couple of little physical confrontations.
Yeah,
she stood
absolutely.
up for herself.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Likes to get amongst it.
She's played a fair bit of footy, played with the boys through the junior, and that's why she's got great skills. New to the game is Holly Ryan. She's a state under-18 player, key position with great skills, still learning, but very, very talented. If she gets hold of a kick today, gentlemen, you're going to be very impressed. Sandy Eaton, well-deserved senior state captain for a long period of time, hard and skillful, exactly like your wonderful sister Kate. They are the Glenorchy and Launceston pair together, and I'd love to see them play on each other today.
Up on each other today,
it'd be fantastic. So she's been waiting for this day for a very, very long time and give it her all. Caitlin Rattenbury, senior state player, hard, skillful, who is dangerous in the forward line. Zabrina Manjerovic has had a long history in the talent pathways. Very skillful player who can actually play many positions. Nieta Lynch, senior state player, a hard-nosed key forward who kicked 4 goals against Queensland in the state game. Simply the linchpin, excuse the pun, for Glenorchy today. Elise Barwick, now there's the prototype for an elite player. Extremely quick, very agile. She's still learning the game, so she's still got to learn to get in the right positions, but you'll see her pace today. She is amazing. Tomasa Corey, senior state player and could be the best player in the state, just hasn't got that endurance. We hope she wakes up very soon because she can play AFLW if she wants to. Another one with great talent but hasn't probably got the endurance, but she's the only one that's tasted premiership glory today, and that's Nat Daniels, who crossed over from Clarence at the end of the year, gentlemen.
Lee, I've got a question for you. Who can see, you've outlined some of the better players here, but what sort of key matchups can you see? Can you see any of those better players matching up each other? And where are the crucial drills going to take place?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Glenorchy do in the defensive aspects of those young midfielders. Now, do you take them on? I'm reckoning Elise Barwick probably goes to Daria Bannister, so someone with that pace that can stay with her. But I think Bannister's too hard, too smart. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. You already can see her in the midfield. Brianna Barwick, it'd be interesting. They rate her very highly. So she's a player who's going to be looked at today for honours for under-18 national championships next year. But it's going to be interesting. She's going to go head-to-head with someone. So I'll probably see that she'll probably try and take someone on, but actually work the other way as well. And that person will probably be someone like a Courtney Webb. For Glenorchy, I think they've got the experience, so that's really important. They've got the senior players, including what I believe is the linchpin, and it looks perfect day for her to put a physical part of the contest in. It's neat, Sandy Eaton and Tomasa Corey, that could lead them to success today. There's no doubt about it, boys. But Launceston, they have the young talent. They've got the run. It should see them take out the premiership in the first year of the TSLW. For mine, it'll be the international field with the BBC, and that's Bannister, Barringer, Cuthbertson that can lead them to the flag. Glenorchy feel that these conditions will help them, gentlemen, but for mine, Launceston match them with the hardness, and their pace and skills will get them over the line in a tight matchup today. So my tip is the Blues, boys.
Okay, morning.
Well, I better go for the Blues. I think that, finishing on top.
Well, I don't think we've officially mentioned it yet, but Adam Child, our commentator here, Kate Child is the captain of Launceston. So, but Warnie, being the consummate professional you are, there'll be no bias in the call. You'll be even-handed to the Magpies and the Blues.
It might actually go the other way. There's probably no bias towards the sister, but I think the Blues will be good. Hearing a lot from Kate and about what they're doing, and obviously they've been a very professional unit this year. I think they've really upped what they've done this season to what they've done other years.
Lee, the expanse is at the big ground of UTAS Stadium. Do you think that favours either side?
Favours Launceston just with their endurance and skill ability. Interesting, Sandy Eaton's already started in the forward line, so someone I would have probably thought would start in the midfield, but they've gone with a younger crew. So we're just seeing what a few of the matchups are going to be, and it does look like Georgia Hill. No, it doesn't actually. It's actually Meg Sinclair's got the job on the linchpin.
Okay, so their players are taking their positions. It's a 2017 TSLW Grand Final. We've already seen one premier today decided, and that was Clarence in the Mercury Cup. Who will win the TSLW for 2017? Players in their positions. Crossing now, Adam Child. Kick us off for the Grand Final.
Here we are at UTAS Stadium, ready to go. The umpire holds the ball up in the air, and the boys next to us have pressed the buzzer. We are away. The ball goes up, and the ruck has been won there by the ruck contest has been won there by the Glenorchy side, but we've got a big tackle and the ball will go up once again.
And interesting that Bree Barwick went straight to Daria Bannister in the middle.
And continue on, a nice hack into the forward line, but cut off there by the Glenorchy defence, and they'll look to go wide towards the wing. Mark has been taken.
So Mark taken on the half-back. Nice pass here, finds Gemma Allen, number 21 there for Glenorchy. She wheels and goes into the centre of the ground. Strong contest, Daria Bannister. First involvement through the centre circles. Kicks inside 50. Up here looking for Hill. Can't quite take the mark. Good work over the back. Kick smothered. Contest now. Celebre gets it out here towards Georgia Hill. She can't pick it up. Nat Daniels is in there. It's shoveled out eventually. Umpire picks out a free kick.
And I think it's going to be high to Georgia Hill.
It is
just
indeed.
A bit of contact there.
Georgia Hill. No, it's gone the other way. Nat Daniels has got it. And she'll relieve from half-back.
All right, and Glenorchy look to head out of their defensive 50, and a kick towards the boundary line will bounce just over in front of the interchange bench, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. We're just over a minute into the contest.
Just a scrappy start, gentlemen, just a little bit of nerves. I think the only one that looks actually quite solid there was Manjerevic's kick inboard.
Girls go at it in the ruck, but neither take the contest. Sullivan did get a tap away in the end, and only as far as a nice wrapped up tackle as we see Gemma Terry tackled, and the ball will be thrown up. Half forward flank for for Launceston.
That's in dispute. Comes out now towards Gemma Terry. Quick kick off a step in towards the centre of the ground. Contest is on over the back. Falls here towards Jasmine Tate-Turvey. She gets handball away to a teammate. Here they go, Glenorchy. First foray forward. She's pushed off the kick though, and the mark's taken there by Chevy Thurlinger. At half back for Launceston.
And Thurlinger is looking up the ground, seeing what she can do. She's directing some traffic. She's called to play on. She runs, she takes them on, and a nice kick through the middle of the ground. And the mark isn't taken, although her Launceston teammate did have front spot. Ball is now a great tackle there from the from the Launceston player. But it is Glenorchy into the forward line, and a fantastic mark taken there on the chest by Janelle Rattenbury. And she will be lining up potentially for the first goal of the game here for Glenorchy. She's around about 25 metres out and a slight angle.
You can mark this one down in the book. Very skillful player. Probably unlucky she hasn't represented the state for senior selection before. Just seems to get, unfortunately, injured every time there was the opportunity, but very skillful player. She'll dob this.
She approaches, she gets it on the boot, and you've just put the mockers on her there, Lee Elder.
First of many.
That was a miss to the right-hand side, and the first score of the game is a behind there to Glenorchy. We're just over 3 minutes into the first quarter.
15 minutes flat for each of the quarters today. Chevy Thurlinger. Interesting kicking style up towards attacking 50. The mark's taken there, and she's having a good game already there, Gemma Terry. Had a few involvements. She's on 50, high kick to the hot spot. Almost a mark there again. Jasmine Tate-Turvey's got it. She's tackled on the ground. Handball's out. Kate Child lays a heavy tackle. Take Turvey in there again. Ball on the ground. The umpire might break this up in a moment. Child once again shovels it out. Chance for Glenorchy. Out it comes. And trying to break clear there was Brianna Barwick. Didn't get a clean possession. Clearing out now for Launceston is Mia King. But, the marks dropped there on the far side. Chance for Launceston to break clear. Mannix G's was in there. It's pumped back inside 50 once again. Over the top. Hand in there, so it won't be a goal. Kick off the ground, close to the boundary line. Still in play. And Launceston will clear beautifully from half-back.
And we're on the half-back flank. Mark unable to be taken there by Michaela Binns. And a big contest as you can hear the crowd go up. But it's Daria Bannister who picks up, shovels it out nice and quickly to Webb. Webb kicks into the centre of the ground. No one's able to take a mark at the moment. Will it be Glenorchy to clean that up? Not quite yet. It is in dispute as the ball is rolling along the ground. The girls pile on. And the umpire is not going to call that out because it's spilled out the back onto... we're on the wing, the outer wing here at UTAS Stadium. Now the umpire finds a free kick, and that was a push in the back, and that will go Glenorchy's way.
Tomasa Corrie takes the free kick, goes over to the far side, finds a teammate there in Sandy Eaton, the captain, gets a kick away just in time, only as far as Bannister. She can't take the mark. Contested ball on the far side of UTAS Stadium. Kick out of congestion here to Binns. She overruns the ball, comes to Gemma Terry. Quick kick up to attacking 50. Strong contest. Falls to the front. Webb can't pick it up. Chance for the Glenorchy. Player tackled. Or it might have been a throw. Play on, says the umpire. It's on attacking 50. It's Brianna Barwick's in there. She tracks the ball towards the boundary line. Doesn't get a push in the back. Play on. King does well. Short kick out now towards the wing. Strong contest. Bannister involved. Kick round the corner. Has a teammate here in Mannix Jeeves. Handball's back now to King. King, good kick up the wing. Mark not taken there by Launceston. That was Molly Clark. It's a bit of congestion over there now. Mannix Jeeves, she's had a bit of the ball. Handball over the top. Tries to find a teammate there in Webb. Mannix Jeeves involved again. Out the back, Glenorchy can't quite pick it up. That was number 15 there involved. That was Sabrina Manjerovic. Now it's forward of the ball towards Bannister. She runs into an opponent, Mia King, 16-year-old on the boundary line, gets a kick away. Close to the boundary line, she finds touch. It's out of bounds on the far side. It's Glenorchy one behind. Launceston yet to score. Lee Elder.
Well, certainly Glenorchy looked like the ones that started with a bit of assurance, felt comfortable, but it's actually the 16-year-old that's actually started to settle down Launceston and Mia King. Superb effort.
Impressive. Emma Mannix Jeeves has been great also so far. Warning.
And the ball comes back into play, and it's moved forward for Glenorchy, but it's Kate Child who picks that up on the wing, and she kicks into some open space. Can we get a clean possession here? We can. Courtney Webb gets the handball into the middle, and the kick goes into the hot spot. No one's in front of the ball at the moment, and it is Glenorchy who dive on that. The umpire is waiting for something to happen, but it doesn't as yet. Now it does. They are going to call that a ball up.
One thing I've noticed, Lee, the umpire lets it go a fair time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Molly Clark missed a wonderful opportunity. Should have allowed Georgia Hill to go for the mark and clean up.
We're at the top of the square for Launceston. They are unable to clear this out, but it's a nice little pick up there, and that was Molly Clark, who was unable to get that on the boot cleanly, and the ball has
strong tackle on Celebre. The umpires see that one. Celebre gets the free kick.
So she's got this 45 metres out.
Right against the boundary line, Celebre.
She kicks to the top of the square. The pack goes up, and Mark was pulled down, but not paid.
That was Georgia Hill.
That was Georgia Hill.
Few hands in the front, in before her there, I think.
She's got a pretty good leap there too, we could see from that. So ball goes up. Umpire's quick to move this game on after they call that. A snap towards goal is to the right, and that is one behind, and scores are level, one behind apiece.
And Ebony Barringer has started very impressively.
Yep, and Mannix Jeeves getting that little kick away towards goal. Didn't quite get full purchase on it. Out from full back now. It clears over there, Elise Barwick. Chance for Jasmine Tate Turfey on the ground. Mannix Jeeves is in there. Tate Turfey follows up, tries to get the kick off the ground. She's still going. Now it's Ange Dixon. She gives it up though. It's a throw. Holding the player there. Ange Dixon goes short to attacking 50, and Webb My word, she's been impressive. Get to you in a second, Lee, as the kick goes inside 50. It's cut out there by Glenorchy. They're out of defence here towards Tate Turvey. Takes a mark on her chest. Lee.
Holly Ryan to Jasmine Tate Turvey, two of their young stars combining to get out of defence there.
Tate Turvey up the wing. Over the top there is Caitlin Rattenbury. Can't take it. Picking up for Lonnie there is Meg Sinclair. Gets a kick up towards attacking 50, but it's turnover after turnover at the moment. And Glenorchy take the mark at half-back. Warning.
Glenorchy from the half-back line, short up the wing. Mark is unable to be taken, but a great tackle there from Courtney Webb. The ball spills free, and that's what we've seen a few times here. Lots of tenacity from the girls, and the ball is kept just inside. What does the umpire call? Yep, just inside, so it's been punched over the line, just in front of centre wing here at UTAS Stadium. And we'll see the boundary umpire bring this back into play. And what we do know from the TSLW, 16 aside for this, so there have been plenty of open spaces when the ball has gone through there. And Daria Bannister has her hands on the ball at the moment on the wing. She kicks towards centre half forward. No one's there in front of that. Through
Celebre.
Celebre was able to get that, but the ball has found the hands of Glenorchy, who try to get this out through a string of handballs. However, they are in, well, now they've got that happening. A few handballs there in a row, and they've got themselves away. And we see Gemma Allen unable to take the mark. Pick up there, Tate Turvey, kicks inside 50. Ball's just dropped at the feet of the leading forward. Trying to get their hands on the ball as they go, and we see a shot on goal. And that will dribble over the boundary line.
The skipper there, Sandy Eating.
And we'll see a boundary throw in right on the behind post. The city end of the ground, which is the way that Glenorchy is going in this first quarter.
And clever heads back there on the half-back line. Nat Daniels and Tomasa Corey linking up and creating that forward option.
Boundary throw in deep in attack for Glenorchy. Green gets it out. Dangerous position. Child knocked off the ball. Quick snap there from Janelle Rattenbury. Doesn't go anywhere. Player on top of the ball. It's shoveled out. Sandy Eaton's got it. She tries to get a shot away. Sandy Eaton! Oh, what a goal by the skipper. Inspirational from the boundary line. Second effort. Picked it up, swung it on the right boot. And that's the first goal of the 2017 Grand Final. Glenorchy 1-1-7. Launceston won behind 1 point. Sensational effort, Lee Elder.
Magnificent effort from the pocket there. And quite incredible. She was under intense pressure. I don't reckon there's a better tackler in Tasmanian female football than Daria Bannister, and she shrugged her. Kept on going wide, and a beautiful snap.
Just that determination, wasn't it? Second and third effort.
Yep. As I said before, she's the one that she's been waiting a long time for this opportunity.
Inside 50s, Glenorchy so far, groups 4-3 ahead, correct. So they've had most of the ball. Here's Warney. The Blues trail by a goal.
And we're back in the middle here at UTAS Stadium. And it's a very hot football, and it has been all game. Plenty of tackles. We might see the tackle counts are quite high for today's game. And we'll see a secondary ball up here in the middle. We've just hit the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. And Mia does try to get through there.
Up to half forward.
Up to the half forward at the moment. And it's been a hot football, as we've mentioned. Plenty of tackles that were going. Grooves, are you taking the tackle stats as well? Because it's going to be a busy day if you were. We are inside 50 here for the Launceston team. They are 45 metres out, and there'll be a ball up.
And apologies to Emma Mannix-Jeeves. I actually credit a couple of her statistics to Ebony Barringer. She started very well, Mannix-Jeeves.
Yep, she sure has. The under-18 state cricketer. Strong tackle there by Bannister on an opponent. Tackle to the ground. Listen to City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5 and via the TSL live stream. The TSLW Grand Final. Glenorchy goals through Sandy Eaton. They lead by that margin, as it's right on the attacking 50 now for the Blues. A lot of players around the ball. Lee, what do you think will be a winning score today, given the conditions, size of the ground, pressure? 4 or 5 goals?
Yeah, I think we'll get the 5 or 6 goals will be the winning team.
Ball up. Green gets it down. Glenorchy try to bring it away. But player there, Mia King, tackled to a standstill. Another ball up.
Although Glenorchy is settled, I can just see those inside mids just starting to make a bit of an impact for Launceston.
As we've got a blood rule here. There's a Glenorchy player heading towards the boundary. Can't see any obvious blood flowing, but
Zabrina Manjerovic.
Yep, to the boundary line.
Coming onto the ground to replace her is Meg Jacobs. Umpire will wait till she's in position, and we'll have the ball up 50 metres out from the Launceston goal, and the contest goes up. Launceston get the clearance, but they're unable to get rid of that, and the umpire calls that holding the ball. Might have been a little hot on that one, I reckon, because she was pretty much wrapped up as soon as she received the ball. And we've got Corrie off the half-back line, kicks up the wing. Big punch there, fantastic punch by Sinclair. Gets it down, and Launceston go inside 50. The ball has hit the deck. Under pressure there, the Glenorchy defence.
Here's a goal.
And the handball over the top, and we see a shot on goal. And that has just fallen a couple of metres short and tapped through for one behind.
She's dangerous around those goals, Naomi Celebre, Lee.
Absolutely.
She's an opportunist.
But the reality, she got the shot because of magnificent work by Mia King, who picked up the ball at pace. Yep.
So there'll be a kick out now from full-back.
That should have been a goal.
Kick to herself along outside defensive 50. Great purchase on the kick. And it's going to come back again as Ange Dixon's got it. She gets to attacking 50. Throws it on the boot. Bit of a chaos ball here. Georgia Hill's free. Snap for goal by Georgia Hill. It's the first for the Blues. They're on the board. 1-1-7 apiece. In fact, it's 1-2-8. Launceston Glenorchy 1-1-7. And great work there by Georgia Hill right on the quarter-time siren. A timely involvement. And means the Blues lead by a point at quarter-time. Lee Elder.
Yeah, it's a remarkable first quarter, and probably Launceston, the second half of that quarter, has started to get a bit of control through their inside mid. So it's probably rewarding for them to actually get the score on the board. But you can't deny Glenorchy were the ones that settled first, and a magnificent effort, Sandy Eaton, for that first goal. Certainly set them up, so they deserve the lead, although it's only very, very small. Actually, Launceston are in front, 1-2-8 to Glenorchy, 1-1-7.
It's a slightly interesting thing, is it? Because Glenorchy controlled that quarter, but just that great involvement there by Georgia Hill right on the siren has meant that they go to quarter time in front.
I think if you actually went through the statistical data, I would suggest that Launceston in the inside battle probably looked a bit better. But Glenorchy, when they made the moves, they were slick, they were smart, and that's that older heads, and that's the point I was making before. They seem to settle quite early. So we'll just have a quick look at the team stats. And not surprised, Launceston winning the hitouts 9-5. Clearances were the same, and that's a bit of a surprise because I would have thought the inside mids probably worked better for Launceston that quarter.
Yep. There wasn't a lot of quality clearances, I suppose. There was a lot of little quick kicks out, but yeah.
And inside 50s ended up being Launceston's way, so that was 6-4. But Mark's inside 50 was just the Glenorchy one, and let's face it, if Janelle Rattenbury kicked that goal, they would have been deserved leaders. Shots on goal the same, 3 apiece, and who cares about the frees? Just get the ball first, I say.
It's quarter time here. Warning, goal kickers quickly. We need to get back for some messages.
Sandy Eaton kicked the first goal for Glenorchy, and then just on the buzzer, on the siren there, Georgia Hill kicked the first for Launceston, and we head into quarter time with Launceston leading 1-8, Glenorchy 1-7.
I'm here in the 2017 TSLW Grand Final. It's Launceston 1-2-8, Glenorchy 1-1-7. Just repeating the Mercury Cup score from earlier. Clarence 11-7-73 defeated Launceston. 8-7-55. So Clarence are premiers for 2017. Lee, some more thoughts on the first quarter here at UTAS Stadium?
Quite honestly, I won't change my tip at this stage. Probably Glenorchy showed that their senior experience are going to use the ball quite well, and they're going to get scoring opportunities. But the run, the pace, the desire of those inside midfielders who, as the game goes, are just going to get better and better. I think Launceston are still favourites here, guys, but Glenorchy no doubt have some quality players. And if the linchpin starts getting a few opportunities, then they could really put some pressure on the Blues.
I'm impressed with some of those young players from Launceston, Lee. You mentioned pre-game about Mia King, and wow, she had a big first quarter. Also, Emma Mannix-Jeeves, prominent. Daria Bannister has a few involvements, so they're doing a bit around the ball pretty well.
Absolutely, and so is Courtney Webb, using the footy well too, finding a bit of space. I certainly like some of the work that Jasmine Tate-Turvey's been doing for Glenorchy as well. Holly Ryan's used the football when she's got the opportunities. And Manjerovic, I reckon, would have the most possessions for the team, but she's actually dropped a couple of marks she should have taken. But that's fine. Most of the players have made mistakes besides Sandy Eaton. She's used the ball really well, especially that great goal. It's grand final day, so there's a bit of pressure. I think we'll start seeing a bit of more free-flowing, also hard footy for the second quarter.
We're back, the huddles have broken up and we're just about to get back underway. Don't forget, later on this afternoon, we've got the TSL Grand Final, North Launceston versus Lauderdale. Myself, Matthew McGee and Mitch Hills. Dave Gruber on stats, and Warnie will be down on the boundary, getting underway our broadcast at 3:15. The ground's just about clear. Repeating the quarter time score for our radio listeners, it's 1-2-8 Launceston, Glenorchy 1-1-7. And we're not sure about the breeze. We talked about it off air, didn't we, Warnie? But it looks like the windsocks are going in a northerly direction from the south, so it's a bit unusual.
Because often we see that heading towards the city as we get away in the second quarter here. We see the tap has been won by Abby Green. The ball...
That's Bannister tackle over Sandy Eaton. She wasn't going to let her get away with another one.
That's right.
Cost him a goal the last time.
And Green gets up in the tap. She wins it down, but it is all Glenorchy at the moment. Ball bobbling around a little bit. Bannister wants to be involved in everything. She gets the handball through and gets it to Green with a basketball background, but that has been chopped off there by the Glenorchy defence, and they could be away here. Kate Childs the first to the ball, though, for Launceston. She gets the handball along the ground, finds Courtney Webb. Courtney Webb is tackled very well.
Whoa.
Her arms were pinned and was probably lucky to get away with that.
I'm not sure they were there. I think that was a free kick for mine, but anyway.
Courtney Webb would normally get away from a player, but that was Elise Barwick, probably the quickest in Glenorchy's team.
As it comes down now towards Ebony Barringer. Kick semi-smothered. Mannix-Jeeves gets a handball beautifully now towards Bannister. Inside 50. Good passage of play here from the Blues. Georgia Hill, front position. Almost takes a great mark. Spillage. Chance here for Launceston through Molly Clark. Handball over Mannix-Jeeves. Thumped on by Bannister. It's Clark and Hill. Can they get to the ball before the boundary line? Clark's got it. Oh, she fumbles at the crucial moment, but she does see it out of bounds right beside the behind post.
And it's an interesting part of the female game. While they're still learning the game, they actually go to ground probably a little bit more than they need to.
Good observation. Lee Elder, our expert commentator this afternoon, the doyen of women's football in Tasmania, as Abby Green gets a quick kick away. It's spiked out there by the Glenorchy defence. This is Corrie. Handball over the top. Player tackled there was Brianna Barwick. Chance for Launceston. Abby Green bouncing. Nat Daniels, great job, and she'll relieve from defence.
Daniels kicks out and goes to a one-on-one contest. No mark is able to be taken. The Glenorchy defence are looking as though they're on top here at the moment because they've been able to get themselves away. And we're on the railway wing. Fantastic mark taken. And Lynch, who's up the ground a little bit further, kicks it up towards the half-forward flank. No one within 10 metres of the ball at the moment. And it will be Glenorchy off the deck inside 50. And picked up, but no. Great defence there from Launceston. Ball is on the deck once again. Kate Child comes in, tackle, could be in the back.
Yep.
And it is the umpire has called that one.
Gemma Allen Warnie.
Quick handball away.
Sandy Eaton
Kicked the first goal of the game, has put through the second goal for Glenorchy. And Glenorchy 2-1-13. Launceston 1-8. They moved that along very quickly there, and they were happy to play on and get that moving, Lee Elder.
And that was the linchpin. Took a beautiful mark, got it forward.
It's a first real
plenty of
involvement,
space.
wasn't it? Yep.
Absolutely. Caitlin Rattenbury could have made that goal a lot easier. She missed the target with the handball. Could have had a player running straight into goal. But a bit of class again. Sandy Eaton, Nita Lynch, Nat Daniels, and also Tomasa Corey have just been the cleaner ones, those senior state players at the moment.
Yeah, good transition footy there from the Magpies. Now lead by 5 points. Back in the middle. Chance here going forward, Launceston.
Danica
Corcoran tracking the ball. Out now for congestion is Bannister to Green. Back to Bannister. She fumbles at the crucial moment. Taps in front of her. Kick off the ground. Into space. Here's Celebre. She likes a goal. She doesn't pick it up on this occasion. Bit of a fumble on the far side. Glenorchy defence holding firm. Back now towards Hill, is it? Who shoots for goal. Into Molly Clark. She's at the front of the pack. Gets handball away. High tackle. High tackle on Molly Clark. So she'll line up about 15 out, slightly left of centre. And great forward pressure from the Blues there, Lee.
Absolutely. Daria Bannister, 3 efforts. It was her that actually kicked it in. 3 efforts to get there, started in the midfield. They're going to kick this goal through Molly Clark, and it's down to Daria Bannister.
So it's goal for goal at the moment, and it will be once again if Molly Clark can convert. Not far out, funny old kick, but it's an effective one. Molly Clark puts it through. Blues back in front here at UTAS Stadium. 2-2-14, Glenorchy 2-1-13.
As they say, they don't show the shots in the scorebook. That was probably one of the
Doesn't matter
ugliest
what it
kicks.
looks like.
Yeah, exactly, it's on the scoreboard. You beauty. Again, Daria Bannister off for a rest, but she created that goal. There's no doubts about that. She just kept the ball in front. I will say Naomi is one of the few forwards at Launceston just panic at the moment.
Yep.
And it's just that
Bit of
grand
nerves,
final.
maybe. Yeah.
Exactly. You said she loved a goal. She should have kicked the goal rather than hand pass it.
We're back underway in the centre and didn't go up for the ruck, but Green gets the clearance and she kicks inside the forward 50, just inside.
Webb's goal.
Quickly played on. Webb running in, the ball's in front of her. It's not sitting up nicely, but it has, and she snaps around the corner and goes in for one.
She should have gone the hands.
Yeah.
Georgia Hill was right there. She probably unlucky. It was just that bounce took it away. If it went straight, that was Courtney Webb's goal. I called it early, but got it wrong. But she should have gone the hands rather. That was a very strange kick.
Nice mark at half forward by Celebre once again. As it's kicked out from full back. Georgia Hill misses the punch. Here's Tate Turvey. Handball away. Fumble. On the ground there, getting the handball away is Gemma Allen. Chance now for Gemma Terry. The two Gemmas combining into the middle of the ground. Mannix G's meets it nicely. The under 18 cricket player, she picks it up. Smart handball to Mia King. Fumbles though at the last moment. Ange Dixon will get a high free kick for a high tackle in the middle of the ground.
And Dixon will have this pretty much right in the middle of UTAS Stadium, Lee Elder.
And Maggie Cuthbertson hand pass it to the umpire rather than give it to a teammate.
They might be coming back from another sport there, but the ball is now inside 50. No one's able to take the grab, and it's come back to Dixon. Dixon looks to go for the Shepherd. Handball over the top, over the side there, and we see Hayley White. Ball has hit the deck once again. Not sure if that was a handball there, but they've got away with that one. And Paul is rolling towards the half-forward flank, but it is the Launceston side that is first to it. There's so much pressure in this game. We're seeing plenty of tackles here, and another tackle just laid there. The ball has hit the ground. We're heading towards the boundary line, but the umpire's going to come in and ball this one up. Bit of scrappy play, as we've seen a few times, and that was a little passage of that where there was not too many clean possessions.
Ball up on the half-forward flank. It's knocked away. Jasmine Tate Turvey kicks smothered by King. King's back on it again. Good work in there, though, by Elise Barwick. She dived in. Strong effort. Barwick and King, two young guns against each other. And still going at it. Oh, coming out now. Beautiful play there by Gemma Allen. Kicked half forward. And that's a play that went on the blood rule earlier.
Should be a shot at goal here.
As kicking forward there is Manjerovic. Nice pass. Mark's taken inside 50. And getting to her feet is Sandy Eaton once again.
She'll be licking her lips when Manjerovic's got the ball. She's a
it was
great
nice
user
pass.
of the footy.
Beautifully weighted and a strong lead from Sandy Eaton. She's already kicked two. Might be a bit far out. Kate Child on the mark. Leans back. Sandy Eaton. That's three of the best. The skipper is leading by example in the grand final. And they're back in front once again, Glenorchy 3-1-19. Launceston 2-3-15. A great passage of play by the Magpies league.
Yeah, a lot cleaner than probably the last couple of minutes where they've been fumbling. A few players are just going the handball rather than getting it long and not looking for teammates when they go the hands.
I love that contest in close there. Elise Barwick and Mia King, fantastic.
Absolutely, and Gemma Allen was absolutely perfect to get that out. Used the pace to get out.
Yeah.
Hit up Zabrina Manjerovic, who rarely uses the ball poorly, and hit Sandy Eaton on the lead. Never realised Sandy Eaton could kick that far, gentlemen. There you go. Third one. She wants this.
Impressed with the two Gemmas, Terry and Allen. They've got a lot of involvement so far. Here's Warnick.
Back in the middle, and Mia King gets the handball out to the side, and that was Barringer. Barringer's kicked up to the half-forward flank. Nice pick up there by Mannix Gees, who tries to get the handball away, but sells her teammate into a little bit of trouble. But Launceston are inside 50. Ball's on the deck at the moment. Players are heading, wanting to get their hands on it, and because it is so hot, they're not able to get any clean disposal.
She should go here.
We've got a chance. We have there Maggie Cuthbertson who kicks to Molly Clark, who has now got it out. Kick around the corner. Mannix Gees has dribbled that one through. She's kicked on the outside of her boot. It's bounced in the goal square, and that one has gone through. And we see Launceston have now kicked their third goal, and they are 3-3-21. Glenorchy 3-1-19.
How do you split these teams, Lee? They're goal for goal.
A magnificent game of footy. And to be fair, I think I might need to change my tip. 5 or 6 goals. I don't think we'll win this.
Yeah, no. Look, it's maybe as the players get tighter and the game gets split open a little bit. But Group's inside 50s this quarter. We've got 5 to Launceston, 2 to Glenorchy. So the Blues have had most of the play, but Glenorchy have capitalised a couple of times. They've entered the attacking 50s. We're underway again. Ange Dixon. Oh, nice tap out. She's met heavily. Gets up though. Fumbled there by King at a crucial moment. Here you go, Glenorchy. Up towards half forward. Underneath the ball is Chevy Thurlinger. Bit of experience there. She takes the mark under a bit of pressure. She gets up a bit gingerly. And putting the pressure on there was Meg Jacobs. So Chevy Thurlinger. 3 goals so far to Glenorchy to Sandy Eaton. Great performance. In the middle of the ground. That's a nice kick.
It's loose though.
And so a player was unattended. Kicks up towards half forward to Molly Clark, who's had a bit of it in this second quarter. Quick kick out to advantage. Picked up though, no, nicely there for Glenorchy by the skipper again, Sandy Eaton. Up to half forward. It's picked up there by Gemma Allen. She's tackled off it, holding the ball, says the umpire. Great tackle by Kate Child.
First good, the backyard.
First good thing a child's done today.
Call the kick Warning.
Kate Child kicks on her right boot, nice and high as she kicks it towards centre half forward. And the nice fly, great grab there taken by Courtney Webb. Courtney Webb goes a little bit lower than that and tries to find Daria Bannister, who's able to back up her effort. Gets it back to Webb. Webb tries to get it on the boot, but it has been smothered. Ball is 45 metres out from the Launceston goal, and it has been cleared there by the Glenorchy defence, but only as far as Dixon. Dixon comes across to Thurlinger. Nice short pass inside. And the mark's been taken. Launceston want to slow this down a little bit here.
Michaela Binns.
Binns goes inside 50. But the mark taken. Daniels has taken the mark there for Glenorchy. Fantastic work in the back line.
Daniels clears it to the far side. Finds number 21 there for Glenorchy and Gemma Allen, who's had a bit of it. Kicks over towards the fire to Zabrina Manjerovic. She takes the mark. Got the headband on now after copping a bit of a hit over the right eye earlier on. Players dive in for the ball. Gemma Allen in there again. She's on top of it. And how's the umpire see this? It's going to be a ball up. The score for our radio listeners, Launceston 3-3-21, Glenorchy 3-1-19. Lee.
Yeah, it looks like Launceston made a move and actually put Kate Child on Gemma Allen, who's done a bit of damage.
She certainly has. Oh, it's another big tap out there by Green, but doesn't get it to advantage. She tackles, though. The follow-up tackle was excellent. Well done, Abby Green. Basketball background, Lee.
Certainly is, and really improved in the latter half of the season.
Great mobility, and that's come up to half forward. The mark's dropped there.
I think Launceston would like this quarter to go for about another 10 minutes.
Courtney
They're just
Webb
starting to get on top.
Towards Georgia Hill. In fact, yes, Georgia Hill. She can't quite take it. On the ground, Molly Clark's in there. Working with Hill. Glenorchy defence hold firm. Well done there by Sandy Eaton. Gets the handball out, and they're away from half-back, the Magpies.
And they're on the just inside defensive 50 at the moment. Kicking outside to the back flank, rolling towards the boundary line, and it does go over the boundary line on the railway wing here at UTAS Stadium.
And Launceston are starting to swarm in numbers. Now, the only drama with that, when you swarm in numbers and you don't get the footy, you've got an opposition free to get out of defence. But right now, Launceston are lifting, and they'll probably want to see it on the scoreboard.
There's only a couple minutes left of the quarter.
And the ball has come in, and we've seen the ball hit the deck after the ruck contest, and I think that we're going to have another ball up here. Yes, we will. The umpire comes in, blows the whistle, and we are just over a minute and a half left here in the second quarter, UTAS Stadium. Launceston leading by 2 points. The ball goes up, and it's a very good contest by the two rucks there, and it is going forward there, the Glenorchy players, but it's been cut off there by Thurlinger, who has been able to get the kick. She goes long, up towards the half-forward line, and Bannister able to pick that up, gets it to Child. Child goes inside 50, a big long kick, almost chopped off there by...
Back in King here.
King gets the handball off, and we see a snap around the corner. Has that snuck in?
It's kicked.
Yes, it is. That has snuck in. That is Georgia Hill has kicked their Launceston's fourth goal. Fantastic opportunist goal, which I think is what we've seen from a lot of the Lonnie goals today. And Launceston are 4-3-27. Glenorchy 3-1-19. 14-minute mark of the second quarter. A very handy goal.
Absolutely, and they're just starting to get on top. You can feel it, their run. Lise Barwick, very quick player, but I thought straight away, as soon as I saw Mia King, the 16-year-old, this is Mia's ball, and she created that goal.
She's a bit of a bull, isn't she? She goes hard at it.
Second goal for Georgia Hill, Warnie.
It is. She's kicked one in each quarter.
It's only 30 seconds left. Can they get another one, the Blues? They're coming forward. There's Barringer's in there, trying to work it out. Glenorchy working hard across half-back. They've been good back there. The likes of Corrie and Daniels have been fantastic so far. The margin's out by more than a goal for the first time today. Working hard there. So they get it out, Glenorchy, through Sarah Davis, up towards the wing. Good spoil there from Child. Thurlinger, across half-back.
That's it,
sweeping
boys.
roll. She's kicking off the ground. It's half-time in the 2017 TSLW Grand Final. And just in the last minute or two, Launceston got the biggest lead of the game of 8 points. They lead 4-3-27. Glenorchy 3-1-19. The goal kicker's warning.
Goal kick as well for Glenorchy. Sandy Eaton has kicked all three. One in the first and two in the second quarter there. And for Launceston, Georgia Hill has 2 goals, one in each of them. And Molly Clark and Emma Mannix-Gees have a single each.
For his thoughts to half-time, Lee Elder.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is Launceston are taking charge now. It's just they've got a very young team, so they're probably not making use of the opportunities they're getting. For example, in that second quarter, inside 50s were 9 to Launceston, only 2 for Glenorchy. And what happened? Glenorchy put the score on the scoreboard as well. So that's the interesting part. They've had 2 shots on goal that quarter against 4. Launceston have more talent. Launceston have more run. We said that at the start of the game. There's no reason they can't go and win this premiership. Glenorchy are a quality side, though.
Yep.
And what happened in the preliminary final is Clarence allowed them to be close enough to be in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
And the senior heads got about. But where would Glenorchy be right in those 3 goals? A remarkable effort by her. But I'd still play pretty solid that Launceston are the outfit that should win the inaugural TSLW Premiership.
So that last 10 minutes, they were in there attacking 50 almost relentlessly, Launceston. Credit there to, I said Tomasa Corrie and Nat Daniels were fantastic back there, but they're going to have to get more of their own ball inside 50 in that second half.
Yep. And I think Launceston's just started to use their pace and their endurance. They just started to swarm. And you couldn't see that in the first quarter. You started seeing it in the second. I think you'll see a lot more of that in the second half.
We're half-time here at UTAS Stadium. It's Launceston 4-3-27, Glenorchy 3-1-19. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have an interview that we recorded during the week with Zane Littlejohn. 15, it's North Launceston versus Lauderdale. But for now, our focus is back on UTAS Stadium for the TSLW Grand Final. Here's Warnie.
And we are away in the third quarter at UTAS Stadium. Out of the middle, it is Launceston been able to go forward, and they've gone forward there. A kick into the forward line there through Launceston. Big tackle though from the Glenorchy defence. Is it holding the ball? No, it's been spilled out. And a kick around the corner, and we've got the first goal of the quarter, and that goes to Courtney Webb, who has done that within the first 30 seconds here in the what we call the Premiership quarter. And Launceston extend their lead. They are now 5-3-33 to Glenorchy, 3-1-19.
And they've made the big move, Launceston. Maggie Cuthbertson's moved to full forward. She is an absolute jet, so if she gets a bit of pace, what I didn't see there was her use her extraordinary pace.
Yep.
She gets room, she's going to kick goals.
Back in the middle, first goal in the first minute to Launceston, extend their lead out to 14 points. Be a secondary ball up, I suspect, here. Back in the middle once again.
And that goal was also created by beautiful hands from Georgia Hill that freed up Courtney Webb.
First goal for Courtney Webb. State cricketer, as we've said a couple of times today in the under-18s. Knocked forward of the ball here. She is again Courtney Webb. She evades a tackle, throws it on the boot. Chaos ball into a half forward. Chance. It's slapping the ball forward there for Launceston was Maggie Cuthbertson, but it's going to be repelled by Glenorchy out towards the boundary line. Taken by Bannister. She's got some time. Hooks a kick. Deep kick inside 50. Cuthbertson rises high, can't take it. Webb fumbles at the fall. Has time to recover. Back now to Cuthbertson on the left foot. Nice kick to the hot spot. Beautiful kick. Mark's taken by Celebre. Wow, what a kick there from Maggie Cuthbertson. Pinpoint accuracy.
Last year, it was the draftees that stood up in the third quarter. They all went on to the next level. There's a few of them just happening now for Launceston. Courtney Webb and Daria Bannister created that goal. And little Nicole Celebre might be half a chance, and a good celebration by the girls there too.
Navi Celebre puts through her first for the day, and all of a sudden the margin's out to 20 points, Warning.
Yes, Launceston 6-3-39, Glenorchy 3-1-19. A 20-point margin here, very quick, because we're at the 2.5 minute mark of this third quarter, and it has been all Launceston so far. And if they can keep this going here, they could be lifting up a Premiership Cup in around about half an hour or so from now. Back in the middle, umpire throws the ball up. The tap has been won there. Bannister gets the handball out quickly, and we're into the hands of Tate Turvey. Tate Turvey kicks inside 50. No mark is able to be taken, but the desperation from both sides here. Tate Turvey tries to get her hands on it again. She does. Gets the handball out and gives that off to Terry. Terry's unable to get that through. Kate Child dives on the ball. She pushed in the back. Maybe taken too high, the umpire says. And she's got the free kick on the half-back line. With the bright boots on, she goes inside the middle. Oh, and tries to find King. King is able to recover. Gets the ball.
Tackle.
Maybe taken high. Was she? No, she was tackled.
Great tackle. Genevieve Sullivan was tackled there. I think, was it Lee?
Yeah.
Big Genevieve Sullivan. It was a great tackle because Mia King was away there. Impeded her progress. Handball off now. Nat Daniels from a step towards attacking 50s. Oh, almost a chance there for Glenorchy. That was Lynch. She's got it back again as Nieta Lynch. Shrugs a tackle from Child. Round the corner. Chance Glenorchy over the back. Rattenbury couldn't quite take the mark. Well taken there by Ristrom. Gets the handball away this way, that way. Bannister back to Ristrom. Back to Bannister, I suspect. Yes, the handball's not a good one. Here's Tate Turvey. Knocks it on. Gemma Terry. Chance here. Caitlin Rattenbury can't quite take it. Good defence, Launceston. Tracking towards the boundary line. Caitlin Rattenbury might have been pushed as he kicked. Over to Janelle Rattenbury. Her handball's intercepted by Bannister. No, player tackle without the ball. Free kick to Gemma Terry. In fact, it's Gemma Allen, sorry.
Really good aggressive play, but she went the body rather than the footy there, Bannister. Made an impact, but unfortunately gave the Glenorchy team a shot at goal.
Gemma Allen tried to play on there, but the umpire says, come back over your mark. Now she handballs off. Sandy Eaton for number 4. She launches. Distance is away this time. Out in front. Mark's not taken by Lynch. She's tracking the ball. Tries to get it to a teammate. Tate Turvey, who's tackled strongly. Sorry, here's Tate Turvey now. Handballs away to a teammate. Shot on goal for Glenorchy.
Sandy Eaton.
Sandy Eaton again. That's 4. Wow, what an effort here from the skipper this afternoon at UTAS Stadium. 4 goals, Sandy Eaton. They're back in at Glenorchy, 4-1-25, trying Launceston at 6-3-39.
Forget the linchpin, it's the Eaton factor.
Yeah, wow. 4 goals. It's just a great individual effort, Warnie.
Yeah, she's kicked one in every quarter, and she's got all of them for Glenorchy at the moment. It's their 4-1-25, trailing Launceston 6-3-39, and anytime she's near the ball, something is going to happen in that forward line, as we've seen so far.
Clarence's downfall last week was allowing Glenorchy to be close enough.
Yep. Still plenty of time left, Warnie.
All right, and the ball again comes down to King. King tries to get it on the boot. She backs up with a second effort. The ball is rolling towards the half forward. King again gets the handball out to Green. Green, handball back in the middle. Wedd's unable to take it. She's doing a backwards tackle. That was quite an interesting one as that is happening. Good tackle. Were through. Good tackle there by Kate Child. In the arm nicely. Holding the ball was called, so Kate Child will have the ball on the wing.
Second good thing a Child's done today.
She gets it on the boot. Not a bad kicking style there. She's kicked that a lot further than I could and found a teammate there in Molly Clark. Molly Clark is on the half-forward flank. She kicks inside 50, a wobbly punt, but not able to be taken there.
Georgia Hill holding the ball.
Georgia Hill has been tackled, holding the ball, unable to take the mark, and then wrapped up very well by her opponent.
Mia King, just in that clearance before, went the hands off to the ruckman. She's got to learn as a inside midfielder that when you get in a clearance and there's a fair bit of traffic, just put it on the boot, get it forward.
And the tackle there was none other than Sandy Eaton there that laid the big tackle there in Georgia Hill. And she's everywhere at the moment as it's a ball up here on the slight defensive side of the wing for the Magpies. They trail by 14 points. That last goal has kept them in the contest. Genevieve Sullivan does well. Gets it to a teammate there for Glenorchy and Brianna Barwick. Haven't seen too much of it today. A scrubby old kick forward to Gemma Allen. Kick by Tate Turvey. Falls in the lap there of Caitlin Ratterbury. Is that 50 against Thurlinger? Yes, it is. Come with me, says the umpire. Chevy Thurlinger, a necessary push after the mark was taken, Lee Elder.
Yeah, it certainly was. And she actually concentrated spending her time actually talking to a teammate in Hayley White. So I think she was saying, next time you got a punch. So actually, I think her concentration was telling a teammate what the instruction was rather than worrying about where the footy was and where her opponent was, and therefore she gave away the free kick.
And Kate Rattenbury was the match winner last week, Lee.
Certainly was.
She's got an opportunity, and we know she can kick from goal from a distance.
This is a Lynch mark, though. I reckon it'll be short.
Yeah, Lee Elder's called it. Here comes Caitlin Rattenbury, this to narrow the margin to 8 points. Close to the man of the mark. It's away to the right. Distance could be a worry. Lynch doesn't quite take it. She tries to get the rebound. Front of the pack. Opportunity Glenorchy. Strong tackle there. And that was Nikki Ristrom laying the tackle. Play on to advantage. Here's Courtney Webb in the middle towards Green. Over the back to Daniels. Takes it beautifully, Nat Daniels. Nice kick. Over to the far side now towards Manierovic. She takes it. Tries to get round King. Great intercept there by the big ruckman in Green. It's on half back now for Launceston. Mia King still fights hard towards the boundary line. Tackled by Manierovic. It's up towards the wing. Here's Glenorchy once again through Brianna Barwick. Charges inside 50 using her pace, but falls straight in the lap there of Chevy Thurlinger.
Just didn't look. Just went I'll kick it as far as I can. That's the pressure of the scoreboard taken over there.
Thurlinger finds Webb. Webb has the mark, just still inside defensive 50 for Launceston, and she's looking towards the railway wing here at UTAS Stadium. And the ball is in. The ball has been taken, marked there, and plays on.
Melissa Smith.
And Melissa Smith turns the ball over. Glenorchy on the wing, back up towards the half-forward flank. Oh, a great grab, snatched out of there.
Mia King,
she has had a fantastic game so far, but she's been pushed in the back, I think, there. There was a bit of a pack.
Guess who?
And inside 50. No mark is able to be taken.
The linchpin.
The linchpin is sitting at about 30 metres out.
That's
Snaps around the corner. It sails over the top of the goal square, and that is through for a goal. And that was Netta Lynch, who has kicked her first for the game, and that is Glenorchy's 5th goal. And now they trail by just 8 points. Glenorchy 5-1-31, Launceston 6-3-39.
Things have gone up a level, Lee.
Yeah, and it was the Eaton factor that brought it inside 50 to give it to the linchpin. So they're still in the sniff. I expected Launceston to be running all over the ground there. They're just making a few simple mistakes but I think their run will continue. I'm still confident, but they're giving Glenorchy a chance.
They've kicked the last two, the Pies. They lead the inside 50s in this third quarter, 5-4. Might get the clearances from your second two groups. There's no clearance here just yet. Umpires break it up. Clearances so far this quarter, groups. What have we got? 3-2, Glenorchy in front. So they're starting to wrestle back control of the game, Lee.
They certainly are, and it's just that pressure by the senior older players.
Genevieve Sullivan's lifted. She gets the knock away only as far as Ange Dixon. She tracks the ball. She picks it up. Kick away in a hurry as she's confronted towards the wing. Player under the ball. Can't take the mark there. That was Danica Corcoran. Now a chance. She's had a great quarter. Brianna Barwick up towards half forward. Turn over to Thurlinger, who takes a coming mark at half back.
And she's done this a few times today. She tries to direct some traffic. She kicks up through the middle of the ground and tries to find Emma Mannix-Jeeves, but no, it's been taken from behind her. The mark has been paid. Kick over to the wing, a big high one, the bouncing ball now, and it's Courtney Webb who was the first one there, taps it along. Courtney Webb gets it back on a right boot, spears one inside 50, not quite high enough there to be taken, and the ball is on the deck. Mannix-Jeeves picks it up and snaps around, and it goes over the boundary line in the forward pocket there for Launceston at the Invermay Park end of Utah Stadium.
Tell you what, Lee, after a quiet first half, Brianna Barwick has shown some explosive efforts this quarter.
Yeah, she certainly has. And the only problem is she's not kicking to a teammate's advantage, so there's been a few turnovers after her long runs and kicks.
Boundary throw in, Mannix-Jeeves hovering. Chance for Green if she picks it up. Abby Green towards goal. It's off to the right. One behind. There's Glenorchy 5-1-31 trail, Launceston 6-4-40. Listening to 103.7, 96.5 FM and via the TSL live stream. Lee Elder, Warney and myself, Dave Moore. And we've got the team coming up soon for the TSL Grand Final. Macca and Hillsey have arrived. So we'll bring that to you from 3:15 as the mark's taken by Janelle Rattenbury on the right half forward, right half back, up towards the wing. Bit of a wrestle. Sinclair's in there, so is Green. Falls to the back. Chance and wrestling away there is Nystrom. She gives it up. Oh, strong tackle. Laid there by Ange Dixon. She'll win the free kick on the wing.
Ange Dixon has the ball on the wing, and the crowd did like that because there's quite a few here. She looks for Webb. Webb's taken a great mark
Impressive.
on the half-forward flank. She plays on quickly, and there it is, too easy. The mark's taken there by Georgia Hill, who has been great up in the forward line, and a nice, strong mark here at Utah Stadium.
Skill level is
12.5
fantastic.
minutes into the third quarter.
Skill level's fantastic, Lee. That was brilliant.
It certainly was, and she's just on the end of her range. She should be fine. She gets hold of it, just short. No, it's...
Oh, gee, just touched on the centimetre inside the boundary line.
Touched over the line, but that's a great bit of play there by Launceston. Nice mark from Courtney Webb. Is able to spear that in.
They've kept them in 11 scoring shots to 6. They should be a few more goals ahead, Launceston.
And the Glenorchy defence clears this to the half-back line. Few players went up, no mark has been taken. But it seems that it's Launceston who want the ball that little bit more. Green gets the handball off, tries to get that open into some space. Barringer kicks inside 50, tries to get it to the advantage of a teammate. And who we got here? Celebre turns around, snaps it around the corner. And the umpire likes it. The crowd doesn't know, but now they do. There it is. That one has gone through the umpire. Love that. And that is her second goal there. And she's kicked two in this quarter, which has been fantastic. So Launceston now getting themselves back in front. Well, they're in front, but they are back in controlling the game.
Yeah, little bit of class, kick to space there. Efforts by Ebony Barringer on the 50-metre line was absolutely superb. She actually kicked the ball off the side of the boot, but actually gave the teammates a bit of space.
As they're back in the middle again, Glenorchy need to answer this challenge. They got back within a couple of kicks. Now it's back out to 16 points. Out of the middle, Molly Clark's in there. Good work there by Corrie. Sandy Eaton taking control. She's kicked 4 already, up towards half forward. Janelle Rattenbury's there, Tate Turvey as well. Chance to get a handball away. Player tackled there. That was Lynch, inside 50, and it's Chevy Thurling. I tell you what, she is taking a lot of cutout marks there at half-back.
A bit like what we might see Jay Foon doing a few times this afternoon.
As she goes sideways, finds a teammate there in Hayley White. So White will relieve the pressure for the Blues.
And they've zoned up really well here, Glenorchy. They've certainly put the pressure on, built the wall.
White goes up the wing And the mark has been taken there, and that was Meg Sinclair? Sorry, no.
Abby Green.
Abby Green, sorry. Yep.
And hasn't Courtney Webb lifted this quarter? She's BOG for the third term.
Courtney has been running around the ground. She gets it up the wing, and she keeps running as the siren is blown here for three-quarter time. And it's Launceston leading 7-5-47, Glenorchy 5-1-31. Interesting quarter where we saw Launceston kick the first two goals of it. Glenorchy get themselves back in by kicking the next two, and then Launceston on top in the last 5 minutes of the quarter there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say, gentlemen, Launceston probably wasted the opportunity, but you've got to give Glenorchy credit for staying in this game. It's been quite remarkable. We talked about last year's grand final when we saw Emma Humphreys turn a game in 5 minutes. Well, Courtney Webb starting to do the same in the third quarter. Remarkable. Taking some magnificent marks, just using the body really well. Actually, most of them being from behind, just using the hips and making sure she gets in the right position. So fantastic quarter by her. Celebre done very well, kicked 2 goals. She doesn't need a lot of opportunities to put a bit of pressure on the scoreboard.
Lee, 16 points, are they just close enough if things go their way?
To be still in it.
Yep.
And when you've got Sandy Eaton, who's kicked 4 today, and the linchpin herself, you've got the 2 Rattenburys, they can put the score on pretty quickly. But look, at the end of the day, I'll keep looking at that inside midfield crew. Barringer, you got Webb, you got Bannister, you got Mia King. They just keep on putting the pressure on.
Yep.
So they're just going to continually get scoring opportunities. I cannot see Launceston not having a scoring opportunity in the last quarter. So the score is going to have to be probably 8 or 9 goals that Glenorchy need to kick as an absolute minimum to get across the line. So I think they're 4 goals minimum to get the win.
Warnie, goal kickers?
Goal kickers, yeah. Sandy Eaton has kicked the 4 goals for Glenorchy, and Netta Lynch there with her solitary goal happened in that quarter. For Launceston, though, Georgia Hill and Naomi Celebre, 2 goals apiece. And we have singles to Molly Clark, Emma Mannix-Jeeves and Courtney Webb, who kicked a goal in that quarter.
Before we go back for some messages, the team stats fairly even that quarter. Inside 50s, Launceston 7-6. Marks inside 50, Launceston 2-0. Shots on goal, Launceston 5-2. Free kicks were even, clearances were even, and hit-outs, Glenorchy 5-4. I think Genevieve Sullivan had a much better quarter that time around. We'll take a break here at UTAS Stadium. It's Launceston 7-5-47, Glenorchy 5-1-31. Back in just a moment. Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. It's the TSLW Grand Final. And at three-quarter time, it's the Blues 7-5-47, Glenorchy 5-1-31. Wasn't so great. Good news for the Blues in the Mercury Cup earlier. Clarence 11-7-73 defeated Launceston 8-7-55 by 18 points. And I can see the family down there in the huddle there, Warnie.
They are. They're supporting my sister. They should be pretty happy, I think, at three-quarter time with Launceston with that lead of 16 points. But anything can happen. It is grand final day, and UTAS Stadium, probably a bit bigger than most of the grounds that the girls would play on, Lee Elder, throughout the season. Yeah,
which is a fantastic opportunity to show their wares with skills and running ability, because that's what you need when you get to the next level. I won't write off Glenorchy here.
No.
They've shown that they can kick goals quickly, and they've got a very, very talented forward line. The 2 Rattenburys, Lynch and Seaton, kick goals today. And Sabrina Manjerovic can give them the right opportunities using her great skills. But I still think it's the run from Launceston. I think they'll keep going. Yes, they're probably not quite as slick just because of the decision-making process being the younger team, but there's no way that they're not going to get scoring opportunities. And I reckon it's one goal that seals this, because one goal all of a sudden you need at least 4 from Glenorchy.
Well, that's what we saw in the last quarter there. We saw Launceston kick those first 2 goals. I think it was within the first couple of minutes, and then Glenorchy were able to get a couple back very quickly as well.
So at three-quarter time, it's a 16-point lead. It's taking a while for the teams to get off the ground. And just repeating, at 3:15, we'll have the call of North Launceston versus Lauderdale. You'll also be able to watch it on the live stream with Cam Brown, Brent Costello, and also Gilly as well. I'll be calling it on the live stream. And if you can't make it to a screen, please tune in to City Park Radio 103.7 at 96.5, and also via the TuneIn app. All's in readiness. It's the last quarter of the year. Who's going to win the premiership for 2017? Will it be the Blues or the Magpies? It's all on the line. Umpire raises the ball aloft. Here's Warnie.
We are away here in the final quarter of the TSLW season, and a great clearance there from the Glenorchy side. Inside 50, Mark is unable to be taken, but the clean-up effort. Mark, no, not paid, off the deck, and we're at the top of the square, and Chevy, she's going towards the boundary line, and she kept it in. She has soccer skills, keeping it in there, and we're now outside. Outside defensive 50, kicks it towards the line.
What a great effort.
Probably good fantasy numbers there, I reckon, for that one. But she's done very well for a side.
The big move by Glenorchy, Tomasakori
Yes,
is being moved in the midfield. Clearance first up.
38 Tomasakori. You got that kick inside 50 as it's a boundary throw in. It's Green up against Sullivan. Sullivan front position. Taps it straight there to Dixon, who's tackled. She shovels it away. Chance now here for Gemma Allen. She gets a handball. Tackle late on the Glenorchy player. Here's Corrie once again on the ball, using a bit of physical strength. At the bottom of the pack, Molly Clark on top there, but it's going to be a ball up. About 70 metres out from the Glenorchy goal. They need the first one lead, don't they?
Yeah.
Goes without saying.
And Tomasakori is an all-in move, because she's not going to be able to run out the whole 15 minutes in the guts. They need a score early.
Here's Bannister. Handball to Dixon. Back to Bannister. Good 1-2 by those girls. Bannister under pressure. Kicks high. Up here towards Georgia Hill. Thumped away nicely. On the wing. Here's Michaela Binns tracking the ball. Can't quite pick it up. Good shepherd assist there by Georgia Hill. Well done, Binns. Great persistence. Out now towards Courtney Webb. Goes off the ground. Molly Clark. She goes off the ground as well. Luxa Fortune. Out here. It's a chance. Shot for goal by Melissa Smith. She's pushed off the ball at the crucial moment. Great work by Jasmine Tate-Turvey. She's still in there, Tate-Turvey. Tries to get it to a teammate down at Skipper and Eaton, but I think it's going to be a ball up here at half forward. Great efforts there, wasn't there, Lee, on 2 or 3 occasions?
Absolutely, and I've got new respect for Jasmine Tate-Turvey. Yeah. She's been shown for us to be a silky player that's a finisher. She's working hard in the prelim. She's working hard in the grand final.
And we're inside 50 here for Launceston at the moment. Ball is in dispute, bit of a contest, and the hack kick out of the way from Glenorchy, and we see that it's picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan tries to get that into a teammate. Ball is on the ground at the moment. A few tackles there. Good tackle there from Corcoran, and the ball is going to be thrown up.
I thought Green shaded Sullivan in that first half, but Genevieve Sullivan's had a good second half so far.
She has, yeah. Very athletic player. Another one that's got a basketball background, so the two match up well against each other.
Green, big punch inside 50. Maggie Cuthbertson's on the end of it, but she has been caught holding the ball.
Tomasakori.
And Corrie will have the ball on the half-back flank. She looks to switch. And it could be cut off there. Oh, was that one pushed in the back? Yes, I think it was. And that is Emma Mannix-Jeeves, who will have the ball just outside the 50-metre arc.
Be interesting to see if they take their time here. Launceston can use time to their benefit as well.
Webb marked there inside 50. We passed from a very good friend there in Emma Mannix-Jeeves, both ex-Riverside High School students. And Webb, she's going to be having a shot, kicking from just outside 40 metres.
They've got room there. They should be leading.
She unloads, goes to the top of the square, and the mark not quite taken there
Georgia
by
Hill.
Georgia Hill.
Yep.
Georgia Hill, the ball
Naomi and Bannister here.
And Celebre goes towards goal. Oh, the mark hasn't been taken there by Molly Clark. Ball's hit the deck, and Bannister tries to get that on a boot. No good at the moment. The ball, everyone dives in on that one in the goal square, and the umpire will be balling that one up around about 5 metres out from the Launceston goal.
Launceston just want to keep it here as long as possible. There's 4 minutes gone, only 11 to go.
It's in the goal square. Green gets it down. Be cleared out. Kick smothered, out towards Tate Turvey. She picks it up. 2 opponents against her. She's tackled, holding the ball. Bit unlucky there. She was making the play, Jasmine Tate Turvey. But the big ruckman there, Abby Green, has laid the tackle, and we're lining up from about 30 out, 45-degree angle.
She's had a magnificent game, Abby Green. Yep. Really improved in the second half of the season.
And Jasmine Tate Turvey trying to make the play, but she took on the tackler, and when she lost the ball, it was the end of it. Abby Green close to the man on the mark. Is it going to come back? It is. That's going to make it very hard for Glenorchy now, as Launceston are out by 22 points, 8-5-53, 5-1-31, and that's the first goal of the day, I believe, Warnie, for Abby Green.
Yes, it is. She's been very good in the ruck all day, and now she's able to do that through her hard work, which she's been doing all game up forward. And yes, Launceston now out to a 22-point lead. Is that enough?
Yeah, 4 goals in 10 minutes, Lee. It's a bit tough now.
Yeah, and I think the main difference here is you've got 6 goal kickers for Launceston. They're sharing the load there. Wasted a lot more opportunities, but they're sharing the load. There's only 2 players hit the scoreboard for Glenorchy today.
Green was back in the ruck there, and a free kick has been pulled out, and that is Mia King. King, who has been very good today, goes in and finds her teammate there in Molly Clark. Molly Clark on the half-forward flank, kicks inside 50, just inside 50. Whoa, is that a mark taken? No, it's going to be called. That would be a jump ball in basketball, I reckon, that one. And holding the ball might be a little bit of a howler there from the umpire for that one, because that was very tough. But the tackle has been awarded there to Courtney
Poor
Webb.
old Sarah Davis there. I thought she took the mark, and then she's been pinged for holding the ball.
Okay, so look at all that space there. The opportunity is for one of the forwards to lead. There's Georgia Hill now. Well done, Georgia.
Courtney Webb kicks towards goal. And the goal square has been tapped over the line. She missed from about that distance there, or didn't make the distance from around about that spot there last time. That's what she probably needs to do, Leo, to find the leading forward.
Yeah, maybe they've got a bit of a strategy when you're taking a shot, take your whole 30 seconds, soak up the time.
8-6-54, Launceston, Glenorchy 5-1-31. Tough task now as Nat Daniels goes long. Great kick outside or near a defensive 50. Mark's taken by Mia King. 16-year-old impressive. She goes back. I think she'll go long to the square. No, she disguises. She goes short. Webb, one grab, 2. Can't get the third. Chance now for Glenorchy. Cleared out. Up towards the wing. Bouncing towards the line. Getting there first for Launceston was Hayley White. Handball to Ristrom. Ristrom inside 50 or up to the 50.
Whoa.
Oh, big fly by Georgia Hill. King at the fall of the ball on the boundary line. Skews off the side of the boot. The wind won't save it. It's out of bounds on the full, deep in the back pocket for Glenorchy. We've been playing 7 minutes, only 8 minutes to go. The 15 flat in the TSLW. It's Launceston by 23 points. Nat Daniels again. Her kicking's impressive. Nice one out here, almost a mark taken by Gemma Allen. Short kick towards the wing. Whoa, strong contest, Janelle Rattenbury. She'll get a free kick. No, it's the other way.
Oh,
well, there you go. Ristrom will take it on the wing.
Ristrom, short pass inside and finds Dixon. Ange Dixon goes across to centre half forward, and the mark has been taken there. I think that's Melissa Smith. Smith kicks inside 50, and the mark being taken on the chest there. Bannister unloads, goes towards the forward pocket, and no mark is able to be taken. But as we've seen through this game so far, we've seen plenty of opportunities being made. Thurlinger in the forward line, in a place where she's not normally, and she's been wrapped up, and that's caught holding the ball. Wasn't able to get rid of that.
Yeah, never let
clearly.
the defenders in the forward line. That's what I was saying.
Free kick to Elise Barwick. And she kicks high into the centre of the ground. A player there all by herself.
Her cousin.
Nut doesn't take the mark there. That was her cousin, Brianna Barwick. Contest in the middle. Getting it forward is Manjerovic towards Sandy Eaton. She's already kicked 4. Her fellow skipper, Kate Child, will take it here at half back. Is it her last game, Woody? We'll ask you that later. Kate Child over the top to Sinclair. Sinclair gathers at the second grab. Takes her time. Nice left foot kick and finds Molly Clark, who's had a good game today. Been around the ball a lot, the elder. As Molly Clark. She goes short. She might turn over to Corrie. Here's a chance for the Pies. Corrie pumps it inside 50, but another defensive mark inside her defensive 50 to Chevy Thurlinger.
And she's had a ripper game.
That she has, and it looks as though Launceston want to control the play here, and they'll swing that up the wing. It's a 2-on-1 contest though at the moment, and Glenorchy have won out. Kicked it towards the half-forward flank. Unable to be picked up by any of the players. And it is Glenorchy who get there on that first at the moment. The pick-up. Yes, it is Glenorchy. Glenorchy inside 50. And towards the hot spot. There's a big pack. Fallen to the runners.
Elise Barwick.
There. And
Elise Barwick.
she has turned around and on her right boot missed to the left-hand side.
She was never going to kick it. Her name's not Eaton.
That's right. It's 4 goals to Eaton today out of 5.
And Lynch has kicked the other one.
Good show of her agility too.
Yes,
She's going to be a superstar, that girl.
Kick out from fullback. It's a 22-point margin. It's pretty much all over, you'd say now, with only 5 minutes of playing time left. Long kick out towards the defensive 50. It's over the back. Chance for Binns. Handball smothered. Here's Webb. BAG for mine, although she's tackled this time. Great tackle there on Courtney Webb. And the free kick will be taken here by Elise Barwick. Once again coming into the game towards half forward. Nice knock away for the ball. Fumble. Gemma Allen gets it to Janelle Rattenbury. Kick in the air. Manjerovic's there. Will it bounce towards her? Bounces away from her. As the Lonnie defence tired players now as they go after the ball. All good contest. Half back. Can anyone pick it up? They are very tired. Daria Bannister can, although she gives it up to Gemma Allen. Back inside 50. Off hands. At the back. Opportunist situation. Here's Sandy Eaton for 5. I think she's missed this time to the right. It's a behind Glenorchy 5-3-33. Launceston 8-6-54.
Elise Barwick, elite fitness, elite pace. She's getting a lot of the footy in the last quarter.
Just over 4 minutes left here in the TSLW Grand Final at UTAS Stadium. Thurlinger's going to bring the ball back in for Launceston. A big long kick up towards the arc, heading towards the boundary line. That's where the ball is dribbling at the moment. There are plenty of tired players out here at the moment, and it's Courtney Webb who's picked it up. Great tackle on her. She did get rid of the ball in time. No free kick there.
Ooh.
And someone caught a little bit high there. Oh, a little bit of fire out of that one.
Brianna Barwick, yep.
Bannister caught Barwick high, and Glenorchy will have the free kick here with 3.5 minutes to go in the final term. Barwick kicks up towards the half-forward line. The mark has been taken there. Plays on quickly.
Lynch.
Inside 50. And Thurlinger, who has been fantastic in the back line. She has cut off a lot. Plenty of marks there for her in defence. Comes across the line and goes as far as Meg Sinclair. Kate Child is able to pick that one up. That's been smothered off the boot. She backs up her play there. Sinclair tries to go for that again. The tackling pressure of Glenorchy has been fantastic, even in the dying stages of this game. And the clearance there out of that pack by Launceston. The ball is on the wing. Couple of hacks off the ground there. Players are getting themselves going, and Mia King gets that up towards the half-forward line. What do we got? Corcoran tackle and Glenorchy ball, and there Manjerovic heading towards the ball. She's got it. She's picking up a little bit of time for her before she's tackled.
They're so tired, these players.
They are. It's a little bit of slow motion there trying to get on that, and the umpire comes in and will ball that up at the 12.5-minute mark of the final term.
You got to congratulate Launceston. It's been a magnificent effort. They were certainly the third team in the competition going in the start of the season. They've gone with the young kids. They've gone with the development. The new structure has helped them. 3 of their players that made the actual team of the year actually come from Evandale.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Evandale have developed some real talent as well, so that's been created for them.
Nat Daniels inside 50, but a great mark there. Meg Sinclair, part of that strong back line today. Chevy Thurlinger, I mean, she gave away the 50, but she hasn't put her foot wrong other than that. She's been magnificent. About 10 marks. Courtney Webb's cramped up and she kicks towards the wing. Naomi Celebre, well, she just settled things down as she plays on straight away. Over here towards Abby Green. She looks around to see who's around her. Celebre's going to have to follow up here. Great shepherd there against the Glenorchy player there in Tate Turvey.
Fantastic effort from her.
As it's kicked off the ground now by Celebre. Molly Clark, has got it. Tapping it in front of her. Can't pick it up on this occasion. It's getting close to siren time here. Mannix Jeeves in there, gets the handball now. This way, that away. Tackle should be penalised and is. We've been playing 13 minutes and 50 seconds. About a minute to go in this grand final. Gemma Allen into the middle. Finds a teammate there in Brianna Barwick. She takes the bounce. Courtney Webb, she gets around her beautifully. Second bounce by Barwick. Still got energy left. She's caught this time. She's caught by Kate Child, who gets up limping. Great captain's effort in the dying minutes.
It's a third good thing a Child's done today.
Kate Child, she switches it to her fellow backline warrior here in Chevy Thurlinger. She might win BOG, I'd say, just about. We'll see what Lee Elder reckons in a moment. Gets it to Bins. They can take their time. It's going to be a TSLW flag here to Launceston in a minute. She kicks up forward towards Corcoran, who can't take it. Tied players as Tomasa Corrie gets it forward. Play on, says the umpire. Sullivan has to play on. She's caught by Webb.
Great tackle there by Webb.
20.
And the ball will be thrown up. Courtney Webb has been great today as well. She has stepped up in this second half. Ball is thrown up there with 10 seconds left to play here. Green wins the tap. Ball's kicked by Glenorchy into the middle of the ground as the seconds tick down. The hands are on the siren. And there it is. The TSLW Grand Final is over and Launceston Lady Blues are the premiers in 2017.
High, shake down the thunder from the sky. Whether the odds be great or small, Blues will go in and win overall. While her loyal sons are marching onwards to victory.
And there we have it, the song for the Launceston Lady Blues as they all get around each other. Plenty of high fives, plenty of cuddles there at the moment for the Launceston side. Now shaking hands with their Glenorchy opponents as Launceston win the inaugural TSLW Premiership, winning 8-6-54 to Glenorchy, 5-3-33 in what has been a fantastic contest here at UTAS Stadium. Dave Moore.
It certainly was. I really enjoyed the contest. It was goal for goal. I think the first 6 goals were alternate, and eventually it was Launceston who sort of wrestled control towards the end of that second quarter, went on with it in the third quarter, and then run out victors by 21 points. We've got some of the TSL players coming for a bit of a warm-up now, but we'll keep our focus here on the TSLW. And just looking at some of the stats there in that last quarter, inside 56 apiece. So Glenorchy didn't give up. They had lots of inside 50 penetrations that last stanza of play. Shots on goal, a couple each in that last quarter. The free kicks were pretty even all day and ended up being 16-13 in Launceston's favour. The inside 50s is a telling stat, Warnie. It was 28-18 over the course of the day. So Launceston had more entries there. And clearances pretty even also over the day. But I think it was the quality of the clearances, the skill level of some of those Lonnie on ballers that won the day. Lee Elder. Whoop, let's put your microphone on. Yep.
Yeah, I'll turn it on. I would say I wish we had the champion data statistics, because I reckon Launceston would have had twice as much footy as Glenorchy. But they made a lot of errors and they didn't use all their opportunities, but they did enough to win the game of footy, and it's because they've got so much exciting talent. And the reason why they won so much footy is their ability to run was quite remarkable. I'm going to go a top 3 for the best on ground. Sandy Eaton, I reckon, was third.
Yep.
Magnificent. And if they'd won the game, she was easily BOG for them. 4 goals out of 5 is just quite remarkable. Courtney Webb, second half was just remarkable. And she was the one that really actually gave them the drive. We're probably expecting it from a few others. I would say I probably would have liked Bannister to actually rest deep forward a little bit more than she probably did, just stuck in the midfield. And number 1, Chevy. She was just the Rock of Gibraltar down there.
Directing traffic, doing all those things as well. Not only just taking those marks, but she set up a lot of the play for Launceston.
Absolutely. And best players for Launceston, they include Bannister. Obviously, Webb we've talked about. Abby Green was magnificent, and I'd say probably a first half was better than a second half, but a very good job. Gave them first use the majority of the time. Chevy we've talked about. Barringer and Mannix-Jeeves were good in parts. Mannix-Jeeves quite good in the first half, a little bit quieter in the second. I thought Mia King was outstanding, her attack. Yes, she's got to get a little bit more silky with the skills, especially when she's tired, but she's going to be a jet. Georgia Hill was superb, just kept on making sure there was someone to kick to in the forward line and attack the ball hard. Not the best conditions for a key forward, but she did a magnificent job. Kate Child, I thought, was absolutely superb, much better than her brother today. But no, her one-on-one contest was superb. I'd just say I wish she'd go to ground a little bit less by her own choosing, but you can never have a crack at her attack on the footy. And I think young Naomi Celebre shows a bit. She's got something special. Quickly for Glenorchy, I thought Jasmine Tate-Turvey did a bit. Some impressive signs there. A big future, only 17. Sandy Eaton was absolutely superb. Manjerovic used the football really well. Gemma Allen was really good in patches. In fact, they actually sent Kate Child to her for a while and then sent her on Sandy Eaton because they were doing some damage. Brianna Barwick was much better in the last quarter, started to run and carry with the footy. And I thought Elise Barwick was actually quite good. And in the first half, Tomasa Corey and Nat Daniels used the football really well.
That's Lee Elder here for City Park Radio. We might take a quick break from the ground here and we'll come back in a moment with the presentations. Yes, welcome back to UTAS Stadium. The time is 17 minutes to 3. We haven't done the goal kickers yet, have we, Warnie?
No, for Launceston, 2 goals apiece to Georgia Hill and Naomi Celebre. And we also have Molly Clark, Emma Mannix-Jeeves, Abby Green and Courtney Webb with the singles. And, of course, 4 goals for Sandy Eaton for Glenorchy and a single to Netta Lynch.
It's Launceston 8, 6:54. Defeated Glenorchy 5-3-33. They're the premiers. We cross down now to Colin McNiff, the MC, down on the ground.
Quite good enough this year, but well done, girls. Our first medal to be presented is the player named Besterfield, and we congratulate Courtney Webb.
I'd just like to thank Glenorchy. That was an awesome game, really good contest, and to the rest of the clubs and teams that came to watch. Thank you for all your support and go women's footy.
Well done, Courtney. Trish Squires from AFL Tasmania joining me here for the presentations. We'd now like to make the presentation to the winning coach from the Launceston club, Alex Gibbons. Just like to thank everybody, Craig and the Glenorchy girls. I honestly think the 2 most improved teams played off today, and I reckon it's a few battles to come in there. So commiserations, but well done on making it this far. Our girls, you deserve this. We've worked really hard for it. Celebrations to come. Supporters and the Launceston Football Club in general, thank you very much. All your presence and everything's been felt by the girls. So, like Courtney Webb said, go women's footy. Thank you, Alex. And we've got the Oz kickers here to present the medallions to the girls. And Alex, I might get you to read the team out.
It's a lovely touch.
Okay, in numerical order. Number 2, Daria Bannister.
She had a fantastic game.
Yeah, she did. We won't take all the medal presentations here, not great radio guys, but we might just have it down in the background as we sort of wrap up here. So we'll go to Chris back in the studio. We'll go for about another 4 minutes till about 10 to 3. And Lee, how do you see the season as a whole in the TSLW?
It's a magnificent first season coming from the old TWL. No doubt that had its place. We've moved on to going from 1 senior competition to 4, and that's 3 regional competitions and 1 proper state league, which reduced the teams from 8 to 5. That was a bit controversial to start. It's fair to say my preferred option was to start with 4, so really get the talent. We want to teach Daria Bannister how to play AFL women's, and we need her playing hard, tough footy week in, week out. but the 5 has proved very, very well. 2 teams that made the grand final last year finished 3rd and 4th, so the competition's a lot closer.
So all 5 teams, anyone could win on their given day.
Absolutely. Kingborough have got a bit of, or should I say the Tigers have got a bit of work to do, but they've got a really strong base. Their youth team has been in 2 grand finals, including winning 1 premiership, so their youth talent is enormous. Launceston probably got the greatest bonus because they were lacking senior leadership. They were just full of young talent. Well, what they ended up getting was even more young talent through the system once the state league come through. So we talked about 3 players that were Team of the Year that come from Evandale to Launceston. So that sort of finished Launceston off, but they were still a project. They went into the season, they really were the 3rd team.
Yep.
They were behind Glenorchy and behind Clarence. They just kept on building, learning with such young talent. A lot of them were coming through our academy, so they learnt more about the game, improved their skills. The introduction of players like Mia King into the systems made a huge difference as well.
Lee, when it comes time to contemplate a 6th team, what area do you think is the next area to grow?
Yeah, it's a really good question because we're going through that now. I think it's pretty clear it's the north,
Yep.
and it's not because Launceston have won. That's been part of the planning. The highest concentration of youth talent right now is in the northern region. Mm-hmm. So you've got 3 down south, you've got 1 in the northwest, and 1 in the north. And the north are the next phase to go through because there's a few more Mia Kings running around the NTJFA as well.
Warnie, this is our first great good look here, well, for me anyway. You've seen a Kate play a little bit. Do you think that'll be Kate's last game? What do you think? Do you think she'll go again, or what
I'm
do you
not
think?
sure. She's a bit of a veteran. She's not that much younger than me, and I'm playing Masters footy. Actually, Kate's going away, I think, next week for the state representing Tasmania for the Masters competition over in Geelong.
Yep.
She loves it though, and I'm sure that she'll probably play footy in some form. I'm not sure if that will be at TSLW level next year, but her passion and what she's had for Launceston in her couple of seasons she's been playing with them, more than what I probably have ever had in my footy career, and I'm sure that she wished that it was this sort of thing 15 years ago as well, or 20 years ago when she was going through junior football.
Lee, put you on the spot here. Quick question. If you're to nominate now, how many girls might go in the next AFLW draft from Tasmania? How many do you think?
I'll guarantee you 1.
Okay.
We could have more, but understanding
Yep.
that the AFLW clubs are playing their last year in the current format, 8 teams, they've all retained up to 22 players. There's not many getting drafted. We saw some girls there, Courtney Webb, Georgia Hill. They're a fair chance to get drafted, but obviously the clubs, seeing they've got to clear their list the year after when the expansion happens, at the end of the day, they're only going to take ready-made players, not go and develop them. They're not, because they're not picking them up for 3-4 years. They're picking them up for 1.
And we've got Kate Child now. She's staying there as we're about to present the Premiership
The
Cup.
Launceston Football Club, the Premiers for 2017.
As Kate Child and the coach raise the cup aloft, the players gather round. There's nothing better in footy on grand final day than to see the team get together and get photographed holding up the Premiership Cup. As Lee and Warnie both get photos.
Sure, Kate will enjoy that.
Lee, one more question there about the expansion. What are the odds of 2019, the Tasmanian Kangaroos being in the AFLW?
Look, I hope for pretty high, and hopefully it's announced sooner rather than later. But obviously one thing we can't control is what the AFL Commissioner decide. Unfortunately, I haven't got much influence on that.
I'm surprised by that, though.
But I'm very hopeful that'll be the case. And what we really want to do is give the Tasmanian girls, and for example, the growth and the talent growth we've had in this state's been remarkable. 2 years ago, we had 7 teams in the state, 62 this year. It's going to be over 80 next year. Girls want to play, and you saw that we've got a lot of talent in this state.
That's fantastic.
Because we were talking about a lot of 16 and 17-year-old and 18-year-old girls out there showing their wares, and they are the future of female football.
Lee, thanks very much for being with us here on City Park Radio and part of the live stream. We've really enjoyed it. Congratulations to Launceston, and yeah, thanks for your time.
Absolute pleasure.
That's Lee Elder, who's been helping us out here today from AFL Tasmania. And Warnie, we'll let you have a bit of a spell to get down to the boundary line.
Yep, better go down there and check out the conditions. I probably better give my sister a high five and congratulate her for being the captain of Launceston Premiers here in the TSLW at Utah Stadium.
And don't leave us here on City Park Radio. We'll cross back to Chris for a little bit of music leading up to 3:15. We've got Macca and Matthew McGee and also Mitch Hills joining us for the big one, the TSL Grand Final, North Launceston for Lauderdale. But for now, as we just give you the final score once again, it was Launceston 8-6-54, Glenorchy 5-3-33. We bid farewell temporarily.